Hey guys, here's the second video, the Smackdown Live review, and let's just jump into it. Last night, it started off with the new Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston's contract signing. So in the ring, Daniel Bryan and Rowan were already there, Daniel was sitting, and Stephanie and Shane were out there. Shane was talking about how Kofi has been working so hard the last 11 years for this, and Stephanie's talking about like the last couple things like the Elimination Chamber and beating Daniel Bryan over and over again and almost doing an Elimination Chamber and saying that all of that and beating him last week has like earned him this spot, and so now for to introduce Kofi, who comes out with New Day, and Big E almost started the introduction early when Shane was still talking, which was funny, but then they introduce it, and they are so happy for Kofi, and Kofi is so happy. They start to get in the ring, but then Kofi gets out, and he's like running around the whole place. He's so excited, and it's awesome. He's so happy. He's just running around all over the place. And they get in the ring. He gets on the rope. Xavier is playing his trumpet. Big E is hugging Stephanie and Shane for some reason. He's just so happy. And then Kofi starts talking about how, like, he wants to thank his brothers, you know, the New Day, saying that he couldn't have done this without them. And that he was also thanking WWE Universe for, like, Hulkamania and all the tweets and stuff, or Kofi Mania and all the tweets and stuff. And then he says that Fastlane he's going to beat Daniel Bryan and become the new WWE Champion. Then he sits down. Shane asks Daniel to sign first, which I thought was a little bit like, would you ask Kofi to sign first? But then it's like, oh, okay. But then Daniel and Bryan signed it, and then Kofi was about to. But then Vince McMahon comes out. And I'm automatically just like, no, don't tell me you're about to ruin this. And then he says, yeah, this would be awesome. And he's like, and he starts insulting Kofi, being like, don't think you deserve this and that stuff, and so I'm gonna, like, replace you. And Xavier and Big E are so mad. They are yelling. They are throwing a fit. They are so angry. And then Kofi just looks sad and just, like, upset and just totally mellowed out at this point. And then Vince says, I'm going to replace you with Kevin Owens. And the only reason why I smile is because Kevin Owens is back. I am not happy with the fact that he got Kofi's spot, that Kofi earned and deserved. It's just the fact that he came back, and I was assuming it was going to be Mustafa Ali. But when they said Kevin Owens, I'm like, wait, what? He's back? And so I got so generally excited for a second that he was back. But then we got in the ring and signed the contract, and I'm like, wait, he did nothing to earn this. He deserves it because he's back from double knee surgery? It's like double knee replacement surgery? It's like, that's great. His knees are working again. Awesome. But that doesn't mean that he deserves this title opportunity. It's like, but if this means that Kofi is going to be at WrestleMania or something, then that was great. But that would be cool. But it's just, Stephanie and Shane also were not happy about this. Stephanie especially was just looking at Kevin like, why? So it seems like every time everyone else makes plans, Vince just comes out and changes it. He doesn't like one thing, he changes the entire thing. It's like, ugh. But when he did that to Kofi, and like the whole time Kofi just leaves, and like he's just wordless. He doesn't say anything. But Xavier's like, we're gonna find a way to get you that match. We're gonna get you that match. And Big E's like hugging Kofi, trying to like cheer him up or something, to just be there for him. But Xavier's just so mad, just like, we're gonna get you that match. Big E's like, this isn't right, and he's just wordless, but Xavier's just like, we're gonna find a way. You're getting that match. You worked too hard. You're gonna get this. And so they're just walking up, and I'm like, man, Big E and Xavier were actually, like, more upset than Kofi. Or, like, they were just enraged, but Kofi was, like, just... And then next, there's a commercial break. We get back. Kevin Owens is backstage with Stephanie and Shane. Stephanie and Shane are, like, not happy about this at all. And Kevin's like, look, I didn't ask for this. I didn't know about this either. And it's just like, and he says, honestly, I would like to tag with, did you see how Daniel and Rowan were so happy about this? I would like to tag with Kofi to go against Daniel and Rowan. And Stephanie and Shane were like, we'll consider it. And he's like, yeah, thanks. And Elias was like, what? And for me, even I was like, what just happened? You want to tag with Kofi now? What? Okay. And then, see, the bar is out there because they had the match. And I was like, who's he going to fight against? Like, Ricochet or something? Like, is this going to be another Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa match again? But then Jeff's music played. I assumed it was just music. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be cool. They turned the camera to the ramp, and Matt is there too, and I freaked out. Like, see? So I said, like, because it's just like, Matt is back! Matt Hardy is back! The Hardys are back! And everyone's like, what? And I was just, oh. Here's a return that I am so happy with in every way possible. It's like, I got so excited. And I even told my dad, it's going to end with Matt doing the Twist of Fate and then Jeff doing Swanton for the 1, 2, 3. And that's how it happened. It ended like that. They did the Twist of Fate and Jeff did the Swanton and they won the match. And yay! It did all their moves. There's a poetry motion to get Jeff to the outside to land on top of Sheamus and Cesaro. It was just, yay! So happy. So ridiculously happy. I'm happy. And then the next scene is Ricochet and Aleister Black were watching, and Ricochet was like, did you just see that? Like, Matt Hardy is back. Like, imagine if we got the chance to fight someone like the Hardys. Like, that would be awesome. And Aleister Black's like, that'd be great. And then Ricochet kind of turns and Lana's just looking at them, and Ricochet's like, can we help you? And Lana's insulting him, thinking like, I don't know what's so special about you. And Ricochet's like, you know, I love when people say that. Because then they get to be amazed when I do special things. And then Aleister's like, everything you need to learn about me is on my tattoos. Which means that your husband and his partner will fade to black. And that was it. And I was like, okay. So, cool. But R-Truth comes out with Carmella, and it's announced that he's going to be having a U.S. Open Challenge next. And now what happens after the commercial, my favorite segment by far. Not my favorite match, but my favorite segment. Like, R-Truth says that since he was a little kid, a little tyke, his idol, his hero, was John Cena. They're like the same age, or are they like the same age, or R-Truth is only like a couple years older or something? It's like, what? Me and my dad were like, seriously? And Corey was even like, R-Truth does know that he and John are like nearly the same age, right? And it's like, I don't think he knows anything. And so he said that he's gonna do an open challenge in John's honor. And then he doesn't know when it starts. So he looks at Carmella and he's like, how do I start? When does the US Open Challenge start? And Carmella says, after the 7-second dance break. It came back. So they danced for 7 seconds. And then, before R-Truth could say anything, Andrade came out. So I guess he was, like, answering the challenge. Great. But, then, as he's halfway down the ramp, Rey Mysterio, like, plows through him. And then goes in the ring. It's just like, me. And then Andrade gets in the ring with Selena on the side, and he's like, me, it's me. And then R-Truth's like, no, stop. I don't know what to do here. And then he goes, I just have to ask myself, what would John Cena do? This guy is weird. And then, he's so weird. But then Carmella goes, John would fight both. And that's true. John would fight whoever came out. So R-Truth looks at both of them. He's like, no thank you. No thank you. I'll do it. I was like, oh. I looked at my dad, I'm like, didn't he just refuse? Did he just refuse and then agree to it at the same second? Like, okay. So then R-Truth had the triple threat. It was a triple threat match then for the United States Championship. R-Truth versus Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. There's a lot of Andrade and Rey back and forth, but R-Truth rolled up Andrade and got the... No, he rolled... No, he rolled up Ray and got the win. So he retained the title. Andrade started to attack Ray, but Ray started to counter back. He was about to do a 619 on Andrade, but Selena pulled Andrade out of the ring. So this segment was so... I love R-Truth, man. He makes no sense, but I love it. The next segment, Charlotte comes out and she says that Vince replacing Kofi with Kevin Owens was nearly as good as him replacing Becky in the Ronda Rousey match with her. And then she's talking about how, like, she's not a quitter, she would never quit, she knows how to stay in her lane, which I don't think she knows what that means, but okay. She's talking about, like, she and Ronda agree on one thing, and that's that you don't choose, and that you fight no matter what, but they would never quit. And Ronda quit, like, being the Raw Women's Champion. She put that title down. And Charlotte said that she's going to be at Monday Night Raw next week because she wants to be able to get the Raw Women's Championship and, like, defend it or whatever. So I guess she's, like, moving to Raw now? Like, is that the new thing? Like, she's moving to Raw? I don't really know what's going to happen next week, but that's just weird. But it's like, okay. Also, she says that Becky and Ronda fear her because Becky fears that Charlotte will expose her, and she says that Ronda fears that Charlotte will beat her the way she did at Survivor Series. That's what she said before announcing she was going to be on Monday Night Raw. It's like, I'm just... what? Okay. The whole segment was just weird. Like, oh, cool. Then it was Ricochet and Aleister Black versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. Man, I love watching Ricochet and Aleister Black together, man. It's awesome. It ended with Aleister getting Black Mass on Shinsuke for the win. Awesome. And, so that was great. Then Kayla is interviewing AJ Styles. The first thing AJ says before Kayla can even say anything is he's so happy that Roman's in remission. He's like, Roman's in remission, that is awesome. And Kayla's like, yeah, and the WWE Universe would agree with you on that, but let's talk about you. And she's talking about the fact that, like, have you hit a slump recently? Because you have, like, you've not been doing so hot since you lost to Daniel. And AJ's like, you know, I am hardest on myself, and I'm partly to blame for Daniel having this reign he's on now. But I'm going to fight and do what it takes because SmackDown Live is the house AJ Styles built. And then Randy Orton comes up behind, and he just says, SmackDown is the house that AJ Styles... what? And then he just leaves. So I think Randy and AJ are going to have something next week, so that's going to be interesting. Next, guess who? Lacey Evans just walks out, and she, like, they say, welcome Lacey Evans, but she just comes out, walks down the ramp, and then, of course, walks back up and leaves. As I said in the other video, and as I'm saying again, that is getting old. That really needs to stop. Like, that's really old at this point. It's just really old now. But then there's a recap of Roman Reigns returning to Raw and saying he's in remission. And then it's the final match of the night. Kofi Kingston, who's still obviously upset, him and the New Day. No one was happy. He was just upset. But as he walked down, he was like, yeah, shake hands and stuff. And, like, the front row. And Kevin Owens, who I'm still happy to see back. It's just not... just don't take someone's spot. Like, I don't get that. But, you know... but they worked relatively well together, and Kevin only tagged himself in once when it seemed like Kofi wasn't ready for it. But every other time, like, they were working well together in their match against Daniel Bryan and Rowan. And Kevin got this powerbomb on Daniel Bryan to end the match and win for himself and Kofi, and the show ended with Kofi and Kevin just kind of nodding at each other. Like, you know, just staring at each other, just kind of nodding, like, Kofi's just kind of like, yeah, okay. So, I'm excited to see what goes on next week. Like, I'm actually looking forward to see what goes on next week, and Also, once again, Asuka was not on SmackDown Live, but an exclusive on YouTube. Mandy Rose said that she's fighting Asuka at Fastlane for the title. I do not see Mandy Rose winning the championship. If that happens, I am forever in shock. But, no. But, I can't wait to see what goes on next week. And, yeah. That's it for this. I am doing NXT live reaction tonight. It's just because I'm watching something with my family that's for 2 hours. I'm not going to be able to watch NXT until 10. So the live reaction will be up on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. But I will get it up within the next night or day. So I will see you most likely tomorrow when that video goes up. So it's like, I'll see you later. Bye.